Peace, you guys. It's your girl Jade, a premium source of inspiration. And today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about my journey and some of the questions that I get asked a lot. So, people ask me sometimes why I decided to stop smoking weed. Now, I enjoyed, I guess, smoking during the time that I did partake, but it really had me questioning why I was doing it. Like, besides the fact that it can mellow your mood, it's like I had to really think about before I smoked, I was still happy. I still was pretty mellow. So, and honestly, it would put me to sleep a lot. I would just get tired when I smoked or hungry. I would eat a lot. So, I had to really think like I'm spending a good amount of money on this item, but what is it really doing for me other than making me either miss money because I might fall asleep and I could have something important on my agenda that I was supposed to do, but because I decided to smoke, first before I left the house, now I took a nap and I missed it, or it's costing me more money because now that I've smoked, I'm hungry and I have to go get something to eat or get a whole bunch of snacks. And is that even really healthy for me and my body, all the snacks that I'm eating? Or smoking, it can make you lose weight. It's just a lot of different things. But also, closer to the time when I was questioning whether or not I should continue to smoke, because around 2020 I participated in Ramadan for the first time, and I decided like, I'm gonna do this, it'll be easy. And once I found out that I had to fast from sun up to sundown, I couldn't partake in smoking or drinking for the whole 30 days, I was like, it's not gonna be that hard. So I stopped cold turkey, and then when it was over, I didn't want to start again. And not just that, you know, I was just questioning, like, is it even healthy for people to be inhaling, you know, the smoke or fire in a way? Because if we were created to breathe in oxygen, and our nose and the hairs in our nose is like a filter, and it separates certain particles in the air so that we can get the best air quality when we breathe in, why am I breathing in or sucking in this other thing, this other source? Is it really necessary, and is it healthy for my lungs? Some people smoke papers, some people smoke tobacco leaves. I actually used to like to smoke tobacco leaves, or I would smoke a paper and sometimes I would sprinkle the tobacco inside with my weed. Or sometimes I just smoke papers. But the point is, it's an alternate substance that I'm breathing into my lungs when my lungs were created to breathe in clean, fresh air. So, a little bit after that, the 30 days were over and some weed ended up coming my way. I wasn't seeking to buy any, but it ended up coming my way. So I decided to try to start smoking again. When I tried to start again, it's like my body completely rejected it. Like I would try to smoke and my nose would just run. It would just keep running, and the inside of my nose felt like it was burning. And I'm like, that's weird. My throat would get a little sore, and I'm like, maybe I should just leave it alone. And I never started back again after that, because literally my body was rejecting, the weed at that point. But in other news, I'm reading this new book, right? And I love it. It's called Vitamins and Minerals from A to Z. It's written by an African American woman doctor named Dr. Jewel Pookrum. And it literally says something about smoking marijuana and how it will affect melanin dominant people. Now, before I read you that part of the book, because when I read it yesterday, I was like, hold on. You know, it's a good thing that I stopped smoking weed because it could be affecting me negatively, just as I thought. So, she has a section of the book entitled Melanin. And melanin is more than just what makes you black, per se. And I wanted to use the air quotes because at the end of the day, no one is black. Black is just a color. But it's more than what gives you your pigmentation. Everyone has melanin, and melanin is actually, you know, inside of your organs as well. Some people just have more than others, which does contribute to the color of your skin. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to read this small insert, and it says, melanin is a pigment that ranges in color from pale yellow through reddish brown to blue black. It is also in almost every major organ of the body. One of its major purposes is to shield and protect body tissue against radiation damage. And then it goes on to say, melanin in its most concentrated and purest form is black. And when she says black, she doesn't mean you as a person black. She actually is referring to the color black, okay? It also goes on to say, it is black because its chemical structure will not allow any type of energy to escape once that energy has come in contact with it, which means it absorbs a lot of energy. Just like when you're wearing black clothes and your parents are like, it's hot outside, don't wear black, because the color black will absorb a lot of energy and probably make you hotter than you need to be. But what really got me interested is it says properties of melanin. And this is we're fast forwarding a few pages. But this, it really got me. It says melanin has a number of interesting properties that are already known to the scientific community. Please study very closely the following attributes of melanin. And it has quite a few, but number 1 says melanin can become toxic to melanin dominant people if it combines with harmful drugs, amphetamines, psychotic hallucinogens such as LSD, neuroleptics known as tranquilizers, marijuana, Agent Orange, paraquats, usually associated with marijuana, and tetracycline. So I'm like, whoa, melanin can become harmful, toxic to melanin dominant people, which are people of color, because Caucasians aren't melanin dominant. So it's very interesting that a lot of our people are participating in all these extracurricular activities, but you really are working against yourself, because the melanin that's living inside of you, your organs and everything, can become toxic to you when you partake in these activities. Now, of course, that's just one quote from her book, and it's so much more, that could be said as to what melanin is and how it works. But that really stood out to me. And I honestly believe that everything happens for a reason. And when I was homeless for that short period of time, I think that definitely was for a reason. And while I was homeless, I decided to participate in Ramadan for the first time. And I had never done that before. And no one had told me about it or told me to do or anything. I just decided, on my own that this is something that I wanted to do. And then, because I literally was asking God, if I'm not supposed to be smoking weed anymore, give me a sign. Because it was a very hard decision for me to make, because of course it was something I liked at the time. And it's always a lot of controversy between, weed, it can heal you of certain things. It's a medicine, it's an herb, it's from the earth. But it's like, just because it's an herb from the earth, it doesn't mean that we're supposed to roll it up and smoke it and inhale it. We could be misusing the herb. It's not like people, I mean, it's a lot of things on this earth that we as humans take advantage of and we misuse to make ourselves happy. So it's just something to think about, because I got my answer. After participating in Ramadan, I was no longer able to smoke weed comfortably because my body had been cleansed after fasting, after reading so much, reading God's word. And thus, since I had cleansed my system, I could not partake in certain activities anymore because my body started rejecting it. So God sent me the answer just then, just that way. So, and I actually never had the desire to smoke again after that. So, that's my little story, my testimony, and I'm still going to continue to do research because it's just so interesting how certain things can affect our bodies. It's just interesting how humans work, period. So, peace. Have a great day.